All right, Shalom. I want to start off by giving all praises and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashim Yahushai, Bahashim Bracha Kodash, double honors unto the apostles, the elders, and the bishops of Great Millstone. I want to send much love unto the brothers out there doing his work in truth and sincerity. And also I want to send peace and blessings unto the believers of the hopeful elect. And in this lesson, I wanted to do an open forum through the spirit of Yahweh Shai. And I just wanted to go into a few things. Mainly, this video that was put up here by Glenn Beck. I'm not going to play this whole video. I'm just going to play about 5 minutes of it, man. But within these 5 minutes, they said some key things concerning the stepping stones to the MOTB. Okay. And if you've been paying attention, man, you see that the stage is being set. It's only a matter of time, man. Okay. It's only a matter of time before they introduce this thing to the world and all of us be presented with the hour of temptation, as Yahweh said. Okay. And so I pray to desert to find the spirit of Yahweh, man. And let's get into the lesson, all right? So this is a video here by Glenn Beck, all right? If you're not subscribed, man, subscribe, he put up good videos, concerning prophecy, man. He don't know everything, but he knows some things, he made good points through the spirit. So I suggest, subscribe and, watch, man, all right, to stay up to date on prophecy. But the title of this video reads, Explained How the Fed Now program will end in a CBDC. And if you've been watching, the Thursday lives that we do here in Houston, man, you should know by now that the Fed Now app is going to drop in July, okay? That's when they're going to be introduced to Americans. And when that thing gets introduced, man, in a couple of months, all right, it's going to change a lot of things, okay? You should read the details about it. It's really going to change the game, man, okay? It's going to lead the way to the CBDC and ultimately the MOTB, okay, which is, basically, pretty much the same thing, but that C-hip, all right, is the nail in the coffin, okay, so to speak. So without further ado, man, I'll play this video here.
Justin Haskins is with us. Justin is he's with the Socialism Research Center at the Heartland Institute, where he is the director. He has been working tirelessly on stopping socialism. He was one of our main contributors to our Arguing with Socialists book. He is also my co-author of the book, The Great Reset, and our forthcoming book, We're All Going to Die. I'm not sure exactly what did we name it, Justin? That was my working title for quite some time.
Are we telling people? Is this the first time?
I don't know. Can we? Is it? Check.
You're the boss.
Hang on. Check Amazon. See if it's up for sale. If it's up for sale, we'll announce it. It's supposed to be in the next few days.
The name of the book.
No. Don't say it. Don't say it.
Oh, okay.
Don't say it. Okay. So, Justin, you wrote to me something kind of disturbing. Last hour, I played these happy little commercials from the Federal Reserve about the Fed Now. It's a new service for all of the banks, which will make the transfer of funds, whether you're out shopping or you're a business owner or you're doing bank-to-bank transactions, you just run everything through the Federal Reserve and it'll happen fast. And I thought,
yeah, isn't that exciting?
It's very exciting. Now they're claiming that this is the alternative to a CBDC, which is a central bank digital currency, doesn't really sound so much like a alternative as much as a, I don't know, system to run that on.
Yeah, I mean, basically, this is like Jason Buttrell, your head researcher, because he and I are now best friends, and we exchange emails all the time.
Yeah.
He's my best. He came up with this great analogy. This is like the drug dealer who's new on the block, and he's not just going to start injecting people with heroin. That's not how you sell lots of drugs. That's not how you do it. First, you get them hooked. You just give them a little taste. And then after they get a little taste, now they're hooked. Then you can start really pushing the hard stuff. That's what this is all about, okay?
Right. It's called gradualism, okay? He's going to do it bit by bit to reel the people into this new system, man. All right? And I have the definition of the word gradualism here. Just a quick Google definition. It says a policy of gradual reform rather than sudden change or revolution. So it's not going to just be a sudden change, a quick, all right, we're in the MOTB system. No, it's going to be a process, okay, of them doing it to reel the people in, okay? But he's comparing the Federal Reserve unto a new drug dealer on the block, all right? Because no one of us has ever dealt directly with the Federal Reserve, man. We deal with the small commercial banks, okay? A Bank of America, so on and so forth. We don't deal directly with the Fed. They deal with the Fed. But now this Fed Now app is going to link you directly with the Federal Reserve, man. If you don't know how big that is, brother, sister out there, I suggest you go and do your research on the Federal Reserve Bank, man. This finna get real, okay? So going back here to the video.
Okay, the Federal Reserve is basically a drug pusher, okay? And this is the start of it. Normally, regular folks like you and me and people in the audience, we don't interact with the Fed. We're not used to that. We don't like the Fed. We don't trust them very much. And so what they want to do is say, just have a little taste. You'll see. It's going to be great. Just have a little taste. This is a stepping stone to a CBDC. This is our first interaction to using the Fed directly so that we can become more comfortable with it. So it's normalized. And then after this...
Right. They want to give you a little taste of it, man. Okay? But once again, to reel you in. All right? And when I heard that, that reminded me of this Family Guy episode, okay, that I seen as a kid, man. And in this episode here, all right, as you can see, the title of the video says Family Guy Capturing James Wood. And basically in this episode, man, Peter, lured James Wood in bit by bit, okay? So I'll just play it, here for you, man. But this is a great example of how Esau is going to lure the people in to the CBDC trap, man. Okay? He's going to use small bits, of stepping stones to get you to be ultimately hooked in that way. So here we go, man. All right, quick minute video.
All right, that's the last of the Reese's Pieces.
Good. Now we wait. Peter? Ooh, piece of candy. Ooh.
Right. This here is your average American, okay, that don't know what the hell going on in the earth. All right? He don't know what's going on in the earth.
Piece of candy.
All he know is what the government said to do, he's gonna do it. And these are the pieces of candy that the elite is setting in front of these people, man. And they see, ooh, piece of candy, ooh. They think it's good for them. But it's not. Okay, it's gonna lead to a trap, man.
Ooh, piece of candy. 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 Ooh, a piece of candy. Ooh, a piece of candy.
Man, I hope that's James Woods, because if it's me under there again, I'm going to be really pissed off.
By the way,
Right. Ultimately, that's what's going to happen, man. You're going to get lured into a trap, bro. It's a damn trap. That's what Esau is setting, man. And once you get caught up in that system, okay, you're going to see that without being in that system, you won't be able to thrive in society, man. Without that MOTB. That's what the scriptures tell us in Revelation 13, man. You won't be able to buy or sell, man. Okay, live without that MOTB. Okay. Now before I go back to the Glenn Beck video here, all right, I wanted to get a scripture, man. This is Psalm chapter 140 and verse 4. All right. I always bring out this precept, man, and I have it pulled up here in the NLT. It says, "O Lord Yahweh, keep me out of the hands of the wicked. Protect me from those who are violent, for they are plotting against me." Esau is plotting against the people, man. Okay. It says, "The proud have set a trap to catch me. They have stretched out a net." Okay. Just how Peter set that trap for James Wood. That's how Esau is setting a trap for this MOTB, man. They're purposely collapsing these banks, causing all this economic chaos, man. They're doing it on purpose. And they're setting the trap. It says they have placed traps all along the way. They have placed traps all along the way, man. Esau is doing this on purpose, bro, to lure you in into that MOTB system. Okay? Another scripture here, Psalm chapter 119 and 85, it says, "The proud have digged pits for me, which are not after thy law." And indeed, this new fourth industrial revolution, all right, so to speak, is not after the laws of Yahweh Shema Shai, man. This man wants to damn, put that digital oil in you and make you his slave, man, make you after his image, okay? Make you submit to what he wants in the earth. This is what Esau's doing, all right? And I'll get one more scripture here. Psalm chapter 141 and verse 9, it says, "Keep me from the snares which they have laid for me, and the gins of the workers of iniquity. Let the wicked fall into their own nets, whilst that I withal escape." And Esau is going to fall into his own net, his own trap that he has, man. But we're praying that we escape out of this man's clutches and be protected by Yahweh Shema Shai, man. Because trust and believe, life is going to get hard, okay? It's going to get very, very hard, man. And that MOTB is going to be very tempting, okay? Because with it, you'll be able, to so-called, get you a house, apartment, a car, food, clothing, the basic necessities. But if you don't have it, it's going to be hard, man. But guess what? We have Yahweh Shema Shai. That's our hope. But we're going to be tried, man, and tested. Okay, but the Lord promised us food and water, man. Clothing, okay? Protection until the day that Yahweh shall return. So, going back into the video, okay, I'll play a few more minutes of it, maybe like 2 more minutes.
You're going to get a central bank digital currency. We already know this because there's a billion government reports talking about how they're going to design it, what it's going to look like, why people should use it, what the principles should be behind it, all of that kind of stuff. So we know a CBDC is coming. This is just the first step in that process to try to normalize people interacting directly with the Fed in this sort of high-tech instant transfer payment portal.
So we've been talking about the Uniform Commercial Code, which is complicated, and it's usually nothing anyone should ever have to think about. However, they have included central bank digital currency as the new definition of money. But money makes us think of money that you can take from the bank, that you own it, you get paid, you get to do what you want with it. But central bank digital currency is not really money, correct?
Yeah, what's happening in more than 20 states across the country right now, and it's going to happen in all 50 states eventually, is lawmakers are looking at updating the Uniform Commercial Code so that a foundation is being laid for a future central bank digital currency. And not just any kind of central bank digital currency, but a central bank digital currency that is programmable, trackable, that you won't have any privacy with the things that you're doing with the CBDC, that it can be controlled and manipulated. This kind of thing is actually being written into the code. They don't use the word central bank digital currency, but they outline it in such a way so that has to be what they're talking about. So it's not creating the CBDC. That's not what this is aiming to do. It's just laying the foundation to make it easier to use it in certain kinds of commercial transactions.
So people...
Right. So that's all that I'll play here this video, man. Lord willing, I'll play the rest of this video on the Thursday live. But who knows? Anything can happen between, now and Thursday, man, because the Lord been working. Okay, it's so much going on, man. But eventually, okay, when this Fed now thing get introduced in July, okay, it's going to change the game, man. All right, it's just a stepping stone to that CBDC, ultimately that MOTB, man. Okay, so now moving on here, all right, to this video put up by Dabu77, and the title of this video says, "Hazardous materials spilled after another derailment. 70-car train derails in North Dakota." And this is like shit, the umpteen train to derail, man. Who the hell driving these trains, man? My cousin? Who the hell is driving these trains, bro? This is damn near every week. You just had a chemical spill inside of Philadelphia. Okay. I mean, this is, it almost looked planned. Okay. Because it's happening, back to back to back, like the past, couple of weeks, man. What is going on? What are they doing? Okay. But I'll play a little bit of Dabu's video here, and then I'll move on to the next video here.
This is Dabu7. A heads up here as we've got yet another train derailment, this time a 70-car train derailing 31 of the 70 cars, with some leaking petroleum, hazardous materials out of the train. Crews saying that they think that the cold weather will solidify some of these materials, making them into a gel-type substance. Others are arguing that you cannot wait around on that because the liquid form will be leaching into the earth. This is happening in an area near Windmere in North Dakota. They say nearby roadways 158 and 159 Avenue Southeast will be closed. Highway 13 and 14, the Richland County Sheriff's Office also said will be closed. The cleanup is expected to last between 7 and 10 days. So this is quite a big mess. It's ongoing, as you can see, 7 to 10 days. They're hoping, again, that the cold weather would gel up some of this material, the rest of it just leaching into the earth or any local waterways. Now, let's take a look here at Windy and the region real quick, just so folks know, anyone that's downwind potentially here, because there's not a lot of information in terms of the plume, a fire, anything like that. But what we do know right here is that around Windmere, we have the wind moving around 10 to 11 miles per hour south-southeast. And you can see these waterways that come right out of Windmere run right down to the bigger waterway. So these are contributaries right around Windmere. And you can see the train tracks crisscrossing right here in town. So this is the latest. Just a heads up, if you know anyone up here, let it be known. We've got another one, hazmat situation. I will continue to update with information as I get it. Make sure to follow me on Twitter for those updates and hit that subscribe button.
All right. So yeah, man, there you have it, man. Okay. And who knows how this is going to turn out? Who knows, man? But this stuff is just, I mean, it just seemed almost planned, bro. Okay, because they're happening every week now. Okay. So moving on here to my last video, and then I'll close out here. Video put up by Reuters News. It says European supermarkets hindered by supply chain disruptions. Okay, and you've been having supply chains disruptions since the so-called, C-19. All right, that so-called pandemic. You've been having global supply chains disruptions, and Mr. Klaus Schwab, okay, that nigga, he been talking about that, man. The past few World Economic Forums, he been speaking about it. Okay, and you can go watch those videos, man. But life over there in the UK, man, it's tense. All right, it's not an easy cakewalk over there, man. Life is getting rough and rougher over there, bro. And this guy here, he's going to talk about it. The situation inside of the grocery stores and the food prices. Okay, things are not looking good. Okay, so here we go.
Welcome to Sectors Up Close. I'm Ramzan Karamali. Today we're talking European supermarkets, and my guest is Russ Mould, Investment Director at AJ Bell. The grocery industry continues to face numerous disruptions. Perhaps the one most in focus right now for Europe's biggest supermarkets is the ongoing cost of living crisis. Food prices are at an all-time high due to global inflation, and according to the World Bank, are unlikely to stabilise until 2024. As a result, many of the biggest players in the sector are coming under increasing pressure from discounters, who often offer similar or the same products to customers at much lower prices. But as well as this, like many retail businesses, they also face rising supply chain costs, labour and raw material shortages, and geopolitical conflicts, and changes in customer behaviour and expectations. So what do European supermarkets need to do in order to navigate all these disruptions they face? And are there any opportunities they can take advantage to boost their profitability? Well, to help answer those questions now, I'm joined by Russ Mould, Investment Director at AJ Bell. Russ, historically, food inflation has been in the low single digits. Now we're looking at high teens. How are supermarkets going to cope with this? How are their stock prices going to manage this?
Yeah, it's a big challenge for them because in the end, retailing is ultimately a relatively simple business. Provide products that people want at a price that people want and can afford and are willing to pay in a format that they want to use. And it is that straightforward. But yes, when your input costs are rising at double digits, you have a choice to make. You can either defend margins and whack up your prices, you can cut prices and take a margin hit, or you can go somewhere down the middle and try and squeeze your sub-suppliers as hard as you possibly can without doing damage to that supply chain. And you're probably seeing a little bit of all three across some of the European supers right now.
The war in Ukraine has clearly had an impact on prices of grain and fertilizer. Do you see those pressures easing now?
We're getting some relief. According to the United Nations Food and Agricultural Index, we are now seeing, I think, 11 consecutive drops in that index. It's now 19% off its peak. You've seen particular progress in things like dairy and cereals. You've had that Russo-Turkish deal that has released some supply through the Black Sea. Meat is still relatively more expensive than it was, but there is now some hope there for consumers. And I'm sure that supermarkets, either out of political pressure to some degree, or again, a willingness to keep share, will be looking to pass some of those improvements on, no doubt.
Supermarkets, like many industries, are facing sort of this labour shortage problem. And recently, we've seen a lot of wages go up in that industry. Is that a problem for supermarkets and their profitability?
It's a challenge. Equally, you want to keep the staff that you've got. And let's face it, even warehousing staff, they've not been terribly easy to find. And if you're looking to roll out an online product service, then you're going to need really, really good warehousing staff and good, dependable warehousing staff. So that is a challenge for them. It's one that they're meeting. If you look at margins overall, I think Geronimo Martin showed a little bit of pressure last year. The others have been holding reasonably firm, but it's a 3 to 4% operating margin business overall. I know that politicians get hot under the collar about profiteering and accusations that they're gouging customers, but when you're making margins of that relatively low level, it's pretty keen out there on the competitive front.
And supermarkets famously in the UK have had real issues with supply chains. How do they overcome that?
They have. I mean, there have been some self-inflicted wounds. If you remember Tesco's and Romanian horse meat and all those other problems that they got themselves into a good decade ago now. Supply chains, yeah, at the moment, if you look at the UK, things like cucumbers and tomatoes and salad, they've been in short supply, and that's been on the political agenda in West.
Look at that, man. That shit is empty, bro. Okay? And me and brother Karabad, you know, we did a lesson on that, man. To they show how empty those shelves was in the UK, bro. Certain vegetables, you know, fruits, they ain't there no more, bro. Imagine going to HEB, you know, and there are no fruits and vegetables in that hole. You'd be like, what the hell going on, man? But this happened over there in the UK, bro. Okay? It's a problem. And the people, you know, they're getting, you know, kind of rowdy, okay? You know, you have a couple guys over in the UK who are so-called conservatives who have, you know, access to these stores and everything. They, you know, they walk around and film and show you the prices, how, you know, how bad things are getting over there, man. And this is going to come to America, okay? This is going to come to Babylon the Great as okay, excuse me, yeah. As we get close to the end, man. So that's all, you know, that I'll play here in this video, bro. I'm about to go to close up, man. I got to go to work tomorrow. But I pray that those edified through the spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahushua, man. Keep fighting, keep pushing. You know, keep watching out for prophecy, man. You know, the Lord is working. Okay, but just make sure that you're examining yourself, man. You know, you're praying. You know, you're striving to get better, bro, because we're heading to some very exciting times, some very trying times, man. All right, but I pray that y'all was edified to the spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. Shalom. And shalom to you brothers and you sisters on the comment board, man. Shalom.